Right, so today we are back for some more Nice Girls. You guys love part one, so we've made it into a series. And today we've got some more absolutely crazy ones. Alright, first up, still shocked by this. So for context, I'm a man in my early 20s and she's a woman in her early 20s. This was our third date together and I decided to buy her some flowers as a little gift. How sweet. A flower's not an acceptable gift anymore. Who doesn't like flowers? Hey, I had a really good time tonight. Same, I always have a wonderful time with you. That's so sweet. Yeah, dinner was amazing. I just have something to say. Please don't take this the wrong way. What's up? Did you seriously only get me flowers? Or is there another surprise or something? What do you mean? Again, dinner was great and I'm not complaining. It's just flowers? Really? Right, so it sounds like she kind of liked the flowers but was expecting a lot more on only the third day. How bizarre. That's like the most generic female gift possible. Most girls don't care for them outside the movies. I mean, I can only say from personal experience, but from what I've seen in my life, that is not true. And on the rare occasion they don't like the flowers themselves, they still appreciate the thought. I mean, I guess it's kind of generic, but it's just a nice gesture. This is so weird. It wouldn't be so bad if you got me something else too. But no, just useless flowers. Unless this guy has right off the bat given a very obvious indication that this is going to be a transactional relationship. This is so entitled. I also got dinner as well. It was fun. I'm so confused. LMAO, dinner was an activity. Flowers are a gift. I'm not complaining about the activity of the evening. I'm complaining about the gift. Wow, she's gone from I'm not complaining at 2:49 to at 2:52, just 3 minutes later saying, I am complaining. It took her 3 minutes to be like, you know what? No more Mr. Nice Girl. And the sass as well. Not that hard to understand, lol. WTF. Yeah, WTF indeed, lol. I just thought it was a nice gesture. It was, along with dinner. I didn't think it was mandatory I get you an Iron Man suit as well. I'm glad he delivered a bit of sass back to her because she deserves it. Iron Man suit, lol. Oh my god, you're so dramatic. Coming from the person who's freaking out this much about only getting flowers. No other guy has treated me like this and my girlfriends agree I deserve better. I mean, fair play, she's just dated some very generous guys. Or guys that were just trying to buy her love. Sounds like this guy's been thoughtful with the dinner and flowers and stuff. She needs to sort out her priorities. Anyway, I shouldn't settle for a man who won't treat me like the queen I am. Just take this as a kick up the ass to work harder. As if she thinks approaching it like this is going to get him to buy her stuff, rather than dump her on the spot. You don't deserve better, you deserve the streets. Good luck in the future, we are done. Very, very good job. Very well handed. I'm proud of you, buddy. That is just an absolutely insane conversation. I mean, I get that you can have gift giving and receiving as your love language. Like, some people feel like the best way for them to express love or feel loved and appreciated is through like a thoughtful gift. But to feel this entitled to gift on a third date when your partner has already paid for the dinner and got you flowers, it's just too much. It is just way too much. And not even expressing that that's your love language in a like nice, polite way. To send those messages, just so jarring. What is making these people so delusional? It's the friend she mentions. I guarantee that's part of the problem. Dude is over here being a total sweetheart by getting her flowers and paying for their dinner, but it's just not good enough for her. So she goes to her friends to complain about it, and instead of bringing her back down to earth and saying, yeah, but he still got you flowers and dinner, how about being grateful? They just gas her ego up more by saying, you're a queen and you deserve better, when clearly neither of those things are true based on the way she acted here. It's pathetic. Okay, and to all the men who still buy flowers on any date, thank you. Please keep doing it. The majority of us love and appreciate it. That's a relief. Alright, next. Met this girl the night my grandma died, and she was aware of both dates. At my grandma's viewing. What's a viewing? A viewing is the word we use to describe seeing the person who has died and spending one last time with them at some point before the funeral. Weird, I've seen that in movies, but never in real life. Anyway, oh my goodness, I'm sorry for bothering, babe. Is that sarcasm? It's all good. I hope you had a good Sunday. Hi, guess you're not interested anymore. Have a good night. Was at my grandma's funeral today, but sorry that I inconvenienced you. That is crazy. Someone you've just met, a 4-hour reply time isn't that bad. Especially in the middle of the day. I feel like by 7 p.m, a lot of people haven't even got home from work yet. And none of that is even taking into account that she knew that the grandma's viewing and funeral was on these 2 days. Clearly she doesn't care that much, otherwise she would have remembered. Mate, what the hell is your comment history? It's totally balls. I had a ball reading them. Please tell me you met this girl because of your big balls. Show us the balls. What the is going on? She really went balls to the wall on this one, huh? Thank God you were on the ball and made sure to tell her about the date. She seems nuts and full of spunk. I have to see what this is all about. Mike No Kim, 18. My balls are so big I have to sleep with a pillow between my legs. Ask me anything. I made over $1,000 selling photos of my giant balls because of Reddit. Ask me anything. What the f? And then a couple of months after he wrote that Nice Girls post. That is so weird, but I want to know what people think of the post. Oh, the internet is such a strange place. Nice girls missing out on oversized balls. That is so weird. All right, next. My ex, ladies and gentlemen, 2 emails out of 50 plus after not responding for weeks. Email is crazy. You instantly know that they've been blocked on absolutely everything once they start resorting to this. Like, honestly, I've had a couple of drinks, but I do miss you like crazy. I really wish we had some sort of closure. It makes me sad to think I lost my soulmate over a stupid little argument. Wow, I am so curious. I hope we get some context to what they fell out over. That was at 9:53 and then at 11:10 p.m. So about an hour and 15 minutes later. Yeah, I kind of hate you now and I'm dating an ex-pro baseball player / electrical engineer. And he's hot as f***. So eat shit. Wow, I wonder if these immature anger management issues had anything to do with them breaking up. It's so ridiculous when people do this though, isn't it? Like when they basically try and make out as if they've moved on and they're happy, pretty much straight after asking for closure, calling them their soulmate, emailing them in the first place. Just straight up the email just shows that they're not over them. And it is not surprising at all that this is on emails. I bet the texts that this lady was sending were absolutely mental. 50 plus of them as well is crazy. After not responding for weeks. Maybe they're one of these people that like has a couple of drinks and is absolutely hilarious and then has like just a couple more and turns into an absolute demon. Just like a couple, a little bit bubbly, a couple more, the worst person you've ever met. I fear the abusive emails are just the tip of the iceberg. Nothing says I'm over you like the double email. Oh, here we go. Some context from OP. After saying unforgivable things, including but not limited to wishing my parents' death after a minor disagreement and breaking up with me, then trying to take it back the next day, which I wasn't allowing, set her off. And for the first time, I had to block someone on everything except email. I called it straight away. It's so obvious. The insane escalation from minor disagreement to parents' death. Looking at these emails just shows he was right. Like she clearly hasn't changed. She's doing the exact same thing all over again. I replied a few times and stopped replying as there was nothing more to be said or done. She showed me who she really was after 4 months. This was after a week or two of not responding. I kind of wanted more context, but that's for personal nosiness. Like I'm so curious what the minor disagreement was exactly about. But alas, they didn't tell us, so we'll never know. All I know is that this is prime nice girl. Alright, next up. 5th time in a month that this happens. Am I in the twilight zone? This truly boggles my mind. I match with a girl, we hit it off on the app, we exchange numbers, and this is the response I get. Hey there, it's Vin. Oh my god, you have an Android. This kind of stuff, we've seen this in the Weirdos of Tinder series. This is such a classic. For some reason, iPhone is just such a status symbol to people. Even though this is just a like, oh my god, you have an Android, and not like a, ew, you have an Android, like I'm not going to keep speaking to you. It's just such a telling first message to receive. But if you think about it, it's actually like such a good time saver. Someone who cares about what kind of phone you have is not someone you want to be spending your time with. And it definitely isn't someone you want to be spending the rest of your life with. It's just a really good way of filtering those type of people out. Think of that as a bullet dodged. Even if they would still date me, just acting like what phone you use is a check mark against you would be enough for me to nope out. Holy shit, the more time I spend in the sub, the more I realize just how much of a nice girl my ex was. She constantly put me down for having an Android. A bunch of other shit too now that I think about it. I guess she was a bigger piece of shit than I realized at the time. I'll take loneliness over her again any day. That is a part of the reason I really enjoy doing these videos. This kind of like slightly overanalyzing people's behavior can make you clock it in real life so much more. I don't think I would have realized if I hadn't done these types of videos how much of a red flag messages like this can actually be. Anyway, next. LMAO, she got so offended over such a small thing, oh dear, which is obviously meant as a joke, just to strike up a conversation. Like, come on. Okay, this could go one of two ways. I'm convinced that The Office is the best. Friends is better, fight me. Wow, when he was speaking about offensive jokes, I really did not think it was going to be the Friends is better than The Office. This is like the most basic, typical internet conversation ever. I feel like I've seen this argument about 1 billion times over on the internet. If there was going to be like an AI that would have an argument about something on the internet that's largely irrelevant, based on training data taken from across the entirety of the internet, it would almost certainly be this. But let's see, because this is not going to be a basic reply. This is a wall of text. You're so insecure about the show itself that despite of seeing I've not mentioned the name anywhere, You, like a foolish soul, replied. Laughing emoji. What's more idiotic than this is that no doubt you're a Friends fan. She is absolutely fuming. I didn't realize the rivalry went like this. You need to level up the your content game. Saying that when you... I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love The Office. Another classic argument and a very basic opinion. I think the UK Office is better than the US one. But whether you agree with me or not, that's not the point. The point is that I like The Office. But saying that you need to level up your content game when you're saying The Office is the best, it's just so ironic. The Office is great, but it's just such basic taste. Not to say that it's wrong or bad, it's just not something you can get cocky about liking. Stop fighting for long lost cliches. How can she not see the irony in all of this and wasting all our time? Oh wait, no good show needs a background supporting laughing cue entirely for 10 seasons. It just depicts how third grade it is to make you laugh just because of those tracks behind, lol. This reminds me of those Friends clips where they've taken out the laughing track and either the jokes are just not funny at all or like the characters just come across so weird. There's this whole scene of like Ross trying to chat up this girl and they remove the laughing track and he comes across like such a creep in it.
I happen to like 8-year-old boys.
600.
I mean, you obviously have to factor in the fact that there was a gap there for laughter and that like obviously every time you say something, if there's going to be 2 seconds of silence after, it's going to feel awkward and wrong. But it is absolutely hilarious watching it without it. But anyway, none of this is relevant. I don't know why I've been tied into the argument myself here. This is such an easy opportunity for her to like make some points, laugh, roast him back a little bit, show a sense of humor, get a bit of playful fighting in there, a bit of flirting maybe. Maybe propose that they watch an episode of each together and see which one they enjoy more together. It was just teed up for us so nicely to have just the easiest conversation ever. And she just turned out to be an absolute weirdo. Again, thankfully her personality reared its ugly head right off the bat, rather than like a few dates down, or God forbid, like deep into the relationship. What an absolutely miserable human being. Alright, next. Spoiler alert, I'm not gay. What? Not that there's anything wrong with it. What a bizarre start. And he's speaking to someone called Sweet. How is this real? Okay, hi, hey, my name is Bert and it's nice to meet you. What's your favourite kind of ice cream? I mean, slightly boring opener, but it might work on someone. Sorry to ask you, are you gay? Asking because you dress really colourful and I'm only into straight men. He's a guy on a dating app who's just matched with you, a woman, and started a conversation with you. Why would you ask this question if not to be inflammatory? Is this just like a weird, rude and slightly homophobic way of saying that she doesn't like his dress sense? Straight men only dress in black, white and grey. I'm wearing a basic grey jumper with a black cap on, knowing full well I recorded part 1 in a white t-shirt, and also knowing that I do most of my other videos in a black hoodie. I feel very called out right now. I evidently need to add some colour to my wardrobe, and it would be better for the thumbnails. I swear I've heard women complain about most men not having fashion sense, and when it happens they think we're gay? Damn. Evidently some fashion sense is the wrong fashion sense. Oh sorry, I thought you were a guy. Oh my god, what a comeback. That would piss her off so much. And someone like this, they could genuinely just stalk you down and behead you at some point. They really could. It's not worth it. After that guy that got murdered after killing that guy a bunch of times on Call of Duty, I'm never going to take any of these risks. Actually, at any point, any stranger could do that for any reason. That's why I never leave the comfort of my bedroom. When SpongeBob was singing about the indoors, he was spot on. Anyway, before I go on to another SpongeBob episode tangent, let's look at the next post. Speaking for less than 1 day after matching on Hinge, have one FaceTime call, asks for money. So they matched on Hinge, they had a good chat on FaceTime video call, seemed legit. She then heads to dinner with a female friend and sends me this 2 hours later. Do you know what would make me really happy right now? Tell me, do you think you could perhaps help me pay for this meal after a really hard day of classes? Not the rudest or most entitled way of saying it, but still, 1 day after matching is crazy. Are you serious? That is wildly inappropriate to ask of me. We've had one FaceTime call. To be fair, I'm surprised they had a FaceTime video call and she was legit first. You see so many of these and you're just like 100% on the other side of that person messaging is just an old dude. Just some scammy old man rinsing lonely men for their money. This actually is a real woman this time. She's just very entitled and has massive balls. Like that other guy on Reddit. LMAO, no shame. I bet not the first time she did it. Oh my god, I would have said order whatever you like, then just send me the amount for both of you. I got you covered. And then block her ass. That is so evil but so good. What did she say after? No reply. The sad part is that she 100% justifies this in her head and she's convinced that you're the arsehole. That's the thing, like this early on, she just 100% knows what she wants. She wants a guy that will throw money at her from day one. And this is her just filtering that out very early on. I feel like it's a bad tactic though, because I feel like loads of guys like deeper into a relationship, are happy to pay for someone that they love's meal. Or even if they're not in love yet, like a lot of guys, like a lot of dates down, wouldn't mind doing something, well, exactly like this. But when you've only had one FaceTime call, like 99.999% of men are just going to realize that they're being used. People try it so often though, so every now and then it just must work. All right, next. This is a perfect example of someone being overly dramatic. It's amusing how some people think so highly of themselves. If a man leaves you after you've cheated, he clearly wasn't a real man. What an absolutely insane statement. Real men would work through it and help you become a better woman. They accept you with all your flaws. I mean, there's being a human with flaws and then there's cheating. I mean, sure, some guys can like stay and work through it, but that is no way a measure of them being more of a man than anyone else. At the very least, if you've cheated, which this woman surely has, you are in no position to be judging the integrity of your partner. I mean, I don't care if you stay or leave. It works for some people, it doesn't work for others. But it has absolutely no bearing on whether you're a real man or not. Anyone using the term real men is not to be listened to beyond those words. That goes for nice girls and nice guys. Let me preempt my future by blaming my coming partners for all the wrong things I will do. This, I fear, is someone who has already committed the offense and is looking for validation for what is almost certainly the terrible argument they made when they got caught. Moving on. My buddy dodged a nuke. Hey, ghost emoji. Hey, I had a great time getting to know you, but I feel like we're not quite the right match. I think you're awesome and I wanted to be upfront so we're both on the same page. Wishing you the best. This is such a sweet message. Didn't ghost her. Didn't claim there was anything wrong with her. Just was just like, they don't match. And wished her all the best in future. What more could you ask for? Honestly, you were way shorter than me, so I agree. Way to lie about your height. Short king energy. Wow, she did not take that rejection well. Clearly, I'm like way more attractive than you. And honestly, you didn't ask me any questions about myself. You just talked and talked. Like I thought the whole point was to get to know each other. Maybe don't lie about your height on your profile. That would be good, lol. Wow, she is wounded and come out all guns blazing. I mean, I feel like he probably did lie about his height. If she's saying that he was shorter than her, she would know her height and been like, you definitely said you were taller. But I mean, if she cared about his height and that he didn't ask her questions and that he talked too much and that he was not as attractive as she was, why is she saying hey? It's just something that you really can't escape from. Like, she messaged him after the date and it wasn't like a, hey, by the way, sorry, this isn't working out. It was like a, hey. She even put a fun little emoji on. That ghost one is one of my favorites. These insults just don't hurt anywhere near as bad when you know the other person wanted to continue. All she had to say was, right on, thanks for letting me know, take care, and boom, over with. I prefer a guy to tell me he doesn't like me rather than just ghosting me. That's because you're a normal functioning adult. Everyone's taking her statement that he only talked about himself the whole time. Context clues seem to reveal that she's just straight up butt mad. I mean, the lying about your height and not asking any questions and only talking about yourself the whole time is a valid complaint. But I feel like she's either exaggerating or just straight up lying because you just evidently cannot deal with the rejection. Alright, another girl I met after posting an introduction on a dating group here on Reddit. Apparently, she does not like pets. Who doesn't like pets? Hi, I saw your introduction post and you sound like a nice guy. I'm 36 and from Oklahoma. Slightly odd spelling of Oklahoma from someone who's supposed to be there. The double and slightly out of place L is one thing, but the C instead of a K is odd. I go to a non-denominational church. She obviously means non-denominational, but really, spelling is kicking her ass today. And I lead a small Bible study. Hey, I've seen you post a lot here. Mind if I ask what you're looking for? Sure, more than anything, I'm looking for a friendship that can grow into something more. Ideally, I would love to get married someday and have kids. I'm definitely more the traditional type of girl and would love to be a stay-at-home mother. Sounds like we're both looking for the same kind of thing. This has started off so sweet. How has this taken a turn? I took a look at your post history and saw a bunch of posts in anti-dog groups. Whilst I don't have a dog, I do have a cat and 2 aquariums and help care for and rehome stray cats. If that's a problem, I understand. Yes, it's a problem. Shame. Understood, but if you don't mind, we can still talk or be friends. I also spoke to a lot of guys here and might be able to send one your way if you'd like. Wow, this is a really good way of dealing with essentially rejection. Fair play. I don't need any help from a pet owner. Animals were put on this planet for us to enslave or eat, not to care for and play with. That is so bizarre. She said she leads a Bible study, but she clearly hasn't read the whole Bible. Proverbs literally says the righteous care for the needs of their animals, and she says animals were put on this planet not to care for. Also, I don't think the Bible saying that humans have dominion over animals means that you should enslave them. You pet owners make me sick. Every last one of you is messed up. Not right. God gave us animals to use as tools and eat, not to keep in our homes. Believing in a biblical God and speaking about God's creation like that is so bizarre. And what's even weirder is this like moral distinction between enslaving and eating animals and caring for and playing with them, and saying that the messed up people are the ones caring for and playing with them and not the ones enslaving and eating them. I cannot for the life of me guess how she's still single at 36. She also seems strongly opposed to spelling. What an absolute nutcase, seriously. Alright, next. Nice girls don't exist. The woman sent man 159,000 texts and broke into his home naked after one date. This must be the most insane one I've seen by an absolute mile. If she wrote one text every 2 seconds, it would take her over 3 days straight with no sleep just doing that to send this number. Do you realize how absolutely mental that is? And that's assuming one every 2 seconds, like, hey, how's it going? Come outside or whatever. I get the feeling these were long, creepy paragraphs, probably either very sexual or threatening his life. She's obviously very mentally disturbed. Hope she's able to get treatment. That's true, actually. I almost feel bad criticizing someone like this because, like, that's not just like an obsessive stalker. That is someone with something seriously wrong. And the comments are right. She needs help. Oh, another animal one. The cat isn't what he should be getting rid of. I've been dating this guy, but he has a cat that he's had for a few years, and personally I think he's way too attached to it and affectionate about it. Unless that affection is getting like human and animal romantic, how is that possibly a problem? Sometimes he'll get home and see his cat and goes, there's my girl, and pet her when I'm like right there in the same room. Is she getting jealous of this cat? This seems like way too much attention for a grown man to be lavishing on a cat of all things. Sounds like she's met like the sweetest guy ever, who's very good at expressing love and affection, and she's complaining. Do you think I could suggest he get rid of it? He would, in a heartbeat, get rid of you first. Not just because he prefers the cat, because who would want to spend their life with someone like this? This is mental. Just take a second and breathe and then think you're jealous of a cat. And then a very old school internet emoji. And she thinks he's the one with a problem. Why the hell is this posted in Atheist versus Christians Debate Central? Evidently I need to brush up on my theology because I did not realize this was such a big thing. Or maybe I shouldn't draw conclusions based on 2 psychotic internet posts. Well, before I lose grip of reality, if you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to subscribe down below so you can catch the next episode of Nice Girls. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.